All right, Shalom. First and foremost, only of all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim, to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pursuing truth and faith, and in our sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp. And this lesson is going to be entitled A World Filled with the Most High's Righteousness. Because when you look at the world today, it's ran by what? The wicked, right? When the Bible speaks about, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called, white race, okay, we should say, they are the Edomites, right, that the Bible speak of, right? And Esau, will be ruling, right, in these last days, very wickedly, right? In the world, will be out of order, everything will be out of place. The Most High's, laws will not be upheld. People will be doing, whatever the hell they want to do, basically, right? Under the rulership, of this man. All right. But, the Lord, right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is basically, starting his kingdom, all right now, all right, by way of this knowledge, right, by raising up, the believers, right, the prophets, right, to prophesy, right, speak these prophecies, go into these mysteries, right, tell this man, that his kingdom is falling, right, and what's to come next, okay, because, our Lord, Yahweh Shai, right, is coming to put an end to this place, and after that, this will be the kingdom of the Israelites, all right, to where we will reign in righteousness, to where righteousness will flourish, the law will flourish, the law will be established, right, and everyone will have to keep that, okay. Everything is going to completely change around. Okay. And we are nearing, right, those days. This is Isaiah 2 and 1. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. Right? The mountain, it goes into government. Okay, so it says the government of Yahweh's house, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh's house shall be established on the top of the mountains over the current governments. Okay, and what is this government? All right, this is the kingdom of Israel, right? Which is going to be reigned by Yahweh Shai, right? And you're gonna have King David, right, raised back up, to sit upon his throne. All right, scriptures speak about, right, the Most High raising up King David again, right, to be king. All right. But this is the government, right, of Israel. Right, you're gonna have the 144,000, right? It's that governing body. Okay, it's not gonna be a UN. All of these different nations, meet up and then we discuss, the conditions, of the earth and policies and laws. No, it ain't gonna be none of that. All right. So only Israel is gonna matter. Only Israel is gonna have that say so. Okay, and I need to get with other people, other nations to, to push forth our agenda. No, the will of the Lord will be done. All right, point blank, period. All right, but it said that the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh's house shall be established in the top of the mountains. And also, it's written what? And what is this, Revelation 19? Okay, I believe so. About how that, the Lord is going to come. He's going to have many crowns, upon his head. All right. Meaning that all of these so-called leaders and so-called kings, all right, because you don't really have kings like that anymore, or a monarchy, right? You have more so of a democracy, when people, are voted in. All right. But nevertheless, you have different leaders and top people, right? In particular in these certain societies, right? In these certain countries, All right, they're gonna be took down. They're not gonna matter, right? When Yahweh comes back, right, he's taking all authority unto himself because Yahweh, right, the Most High gave that to him. And it also speaks about him being the King of Kings and Lord of Lords because Yahweh created what? Everything. The Most High used him to do that. So all this belongs to him, right? He came and he shed his blood, you know, he came and suffered to be, the Lamb of the Most High, right? Be the sacrifice for the nation of Israel, right? And he's going to receive a reward for it. And the reward is the basically inheriting all of this, inheriting the whole earth, the universe, all these particular things, right? And it says, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow into it. So basically, just covering all governments. All right, no matter how big, the government or small it is, or, but the nations, right? The Israelites, the government of the Israelites, the kingdom of the Israelites will be established above everything and everybody. All right, it says, and all nations shall flow unto it. Okay, so all nations, meaning the nations of the earth. Okay, meaning that they will keep our laws. All right, they will have to keep our holy days and honor them. All right, just like how we today in America, right? We grow up and we got to keep the laws of this place and laws of this society. Oh, you better stop at the stop sign or the red light. All right, people will celebrate Christmas, Halloween, right? All of these things, are pushed. All right, the laws that this man established, you have no choice but to keep them, or what? They're going to be penalties. All right, they're going to be fees. You got to go to court. All of these things, right? And it's going to be the same way, right? Like it speaks about in the book of Zechariah. Was that the 14th chapter? All right, all about when the nations don't keep our feasts, they shall receive no rain. All right, it's going to be penalties. Okay, people are going to gladly, it's not going to be anything harsh, because people are going to love us, man. Like it says, what it says, Proverbs 29 and 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. So we are the righteous, right? And what makes us righteous? The law, statutes, and commandments. In the kingdom of heaven, we will be perfect. We will have the law, statutes, and commandments, put within our inward parts, put within our minds, right? So that we will keep them perfectly. And this is all able to be done through Yahweh, of course, right? But we will be righteous rulers, and the people will rejoice because of that. We will be fair. We will bring justice. Okay, we will judge rightly. All right, we're not gonna feed people GMOs. We're not gonna pollute the water. All right, we're not gonna, pollute, the food, right? Or make you take, all right, medicine. That's ultimately going to be destroying you, destroying your cells, right? Breaking your body down. Right, we ain't gonna be doing none of that, man. Okay. All right, it's going to be a righteous kingdom ruled by righteous rulers. All right, it says, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So the wicked, right, is ruling right now, and the earth is in mourning because everything is out of whack. Everything is just out of control, out of order, and against, right? What Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has set up. Okay, this is basically, this world, right? Like they say, anti-Messiah, right? This is what this world is. It's against Yahushua. It's against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, right? They don't respect the ordinances that he set up. But this is Isaiah 2 and 3 says, and many people shall go and say, come ye and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh, to the house of the God of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. Out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from Jerusalem, right? So it says, many people will come and say these things, right? Let us go to the mountain of Yahweh, right? It says he will teach us of his ways, so they will be taught, all right? We will teach them our ways, all right? The law, statutes, and commandments, right? The holy days, right? We'll teach them how we get down, all right? And it's not going to be optional, okay? But they're just going to be willing to do that, okay? Kind of lost my train of thought. What was I about to say? Let me read it again. And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from Jerusalem. All right. So yeah, bro, our laws, statutes, commandments, all right, will be set up. Okay, and people are going to be willing to do these things. And the ones that don't, like I said, it's going to be those penalties, it's going to be those judgments, right? I don't see that happening too many times. You know what I'm saying? Right? The only one that's really going to be getting their ass kicked like that is the Edomites. Okay. Well, like I said, maybe my train of thought to come back to me, but whatever. But it's just Habakkuk. All right, 1:4. It says, therefore the law is slacked and judgment doeth never go forth. For the wicked do compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceeded. So the law is slacked and wrong judgment is going out. Wrong judgment is going forth. All right. That's why, this is a wicked place, and that's why people are mourning. All right. There isn't any righteousness or any justice being established and done here. Okay. For example, this is a world, that caters towards women. All right, to where, a woman could be an adulterer, right? And she gets half of your belongings she can divorce you and gets half of what you got. And get alimony and all of this and that, right? And go be with the next man. Shit, the man that she got caught with. There's no penalties for that. All right. Or you can openly be a Mo. All right. These people, or you can get, your gender switched, right? These people can openly walk amongst the world, openly get jobs, right? Teach your children, okay? Adopt children, all right? And it should not be so, all right? This is wrong judgment, all right? And it's a bunch of confusion. But all of this confusion will be put out, all right? Let's go back. Isaiah 2:4, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. All right, so this is going to be our kingdom. It ain't going to be no wars going on. All right, just like you see over there in the land of Israel today. Ain't going to be no bombs flying and, no missiles being shot, houses blowing up. Nah, man, it ain't going to be none of that. That's going to be put to an end. All right. All of the whippery and all of that, man, that's going to go away. All these missiles. All right, we ain't going to need none of that. All right, they ain't going to need none of that. All right, their sole purpose is going to be building up our kingdom. All right, because the plowshares and the pruning hooks, all that's for the agriculture. They're going to be, building up the earth. All right, putting it into the earth. All right, because they're gonna build our kingdom. Right, as it says in Isaiah the 60th chapter. Okay, it's gonna be their main focus. All right, their main focus is gonna be being servants, unto us in the kingdom of heaven. All right, and I kind of remember my train of thought too. Right, Isaiah the 2nd chapter says he will teach us of his ways. When you go to Isaiah 61:6, it says, well, ye shall be named priests of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Men shall call you the ministers of our power. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. All right. So ye shall be named the priests, and men shall call you ministers. And what does priests? And priest is a minister basically, but they minister the law, they teach the law. And that's what we will be doing, right? In the kingdom of heaven, teaching the law, right? Unto the heathen. Okay, not unto us, because the law will be within us. Hebrews, the 8th chapter, where it speaks about, let's just get it real quick. Hebrews 8. Let's just start at 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regard them not, said the Lord, right? Because we broke that covenant, and the Lord basically cast us off as a people, all right? Because the fault was with us, as it says in the 8th chapter. Nothing was wrong with the law. But this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. Okay, this is us being programmed to be righteous, 100%. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. So everybody is going to know, all right, of Israel. This is going to be within us as a people. So we're doing videos, right? We're going to be out in the corners teaching people, hey, you're an Israelite, right? You the name of the Most High, Yahweh, and the Son is Yahweh. We ain't gonna we ain't gonna have to do all that. All right, because it's gonna be within us. Okay. But the nations will have to be taught. I ended off with this, 2 Peter 3:13. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, the new heavens, right? A new rulership, right? Which will be, that house of David ruling on the planet Earth. All right, house of David coming back and establishing order and establishing that righteousness, right? In a new earth, okay? Because everything will be refreshed and in its strength, right? How it's supposed to be, right? The earth will be in its perfectness, all right? It's perfect strength, okay? To where food will taste like food again. The air, all right, the air quality will be great, right? Water will be clean, all right? Just being able to really just enjoy the earth for what it is and then enjoy nature, all right? And everything won't be so policed, all right? You got animals locked up in the zoo, all right? You got to pay for water, right? You got to pay for all of these particular things. Esau likes to put a price on everything. All right? This is a wicked man, right? But things will go back to the way they're supposed to be. All right. But that's a lesson. I'll just edifying with that. I'm going to say shalom.